Okay, let's get this synth on the road. Not that that makes any sense whatsoever. Create a combinator. Let's name it Glassy. Thorify it. Initialize it. And open it up. And I'll just add in some notes now. So, got the notes in there. Back in Thor, we're going to make 3 oscillators again. First one's going to be a phase mod, 3 octaves up, on the saw wave / flattened sine that gave up on life, and PM'd by about 5/8 of the way around, so around 85, something like that. This makes the main plinkiness of the synth. Take a listen. Cool. Run through 2 and 3, and add a multi-oscillator up 2 octaves on octave detune mode. So scroll right down to octave, detuned a little bit. And this is just a hint of a low end to the sound, though it won't be very prominent. So let's take a listen. Okay. Lastly, make a wavetable oscillator, scroll right down to square harmonics, take it up an octave, and take the position here, which is how far along in the wavetable it starts, to half of the way around. Now take a listen to the sound. This is the extreme high end, so you can hear on its own. This makes the synth almost painfully high. Now, take the filter EnV in the filter to 0, and the frequency to full. Take a listen. Cool. Now, make a comb filter with 0 EnV, about 3/4 of the way around res, and let's just take that frequency down a little bit. This really focuses the tone to the high end. Take a listen. Comb filters are great for making cool and slightly unexpected changes to your sound. Lastly, in Thor, add the delay and turn on the tempo sync, just to make it feel bigger. And the chorus, let's widen a little bit with a bit more wet than dry. Now, if we take a listen, some of those notes are louder than others. So, to change that, I'm going to right-click and create an M-class equalizer. And I'm going to use the EQ to cut 2 narrow bands of frequencies where those notes are. So remember, you've got to take up the parameter, very thin Q, and just sweep around to find it. The main one I think I found was about 4 kilohertz. Yeah, there it was. So if I just completely remove that there, you can hear it's a lot less prominent on that first note. And then also the octave below, I'm just going to remove around, I think it was 2.4 kilohertz, if we take that right up to have a listen. Yeah, if we take it down and reduce the width a little bit. There we are. Have a listen without and with. Just cuts it down as much as is possible without the synth's rights people coming along and saying, I'm not respecting diversity in the workplace by letting that synth note be in equal volume. Lastly, for the pixie dust that'll turn it into a gorgeous effect, right-click and create an RV7000 advanced reverb unit. And turn it to all the met. Turn the decay to just over a half, and that just extends the length of the sound. Then the high frequency damp down fully, so it's not dampening the sound at all, and the high EQ up full, so it's even brighter. And turn the dry wet to about 1/4. And let's take a listen. Gorgeous. Okay, now, those notes. I've simply got down a catchy little rhythm that hits every note in the key to get as much harmonic content as possible out of this synth in the high end without being too dissonant by including any out-of-key notes. This high harmonic content really fills out the high end. Sometimes it's good to think about using synth melodies to fill out frequencies rather than purely for catchiness. If you can make it catchy and harmonically rich, then so much the better. It starts on that high B there, just so it feels like the highest and most prominent note is pulsing throughout the track, giving a clear notion of what the root note is, and making all the tension from things like that pad we made earlier even stronger. So let's take the volumes down a bit and listen to it all together. And there we have it! A pad more atmospheric than watching Lord of the Rings with hardcore LARPers in a torch-lit castle, and a synth more glassy than my eyes when I'm listening to Gordon Brown speaking. Join me tomorrow for day 4, where I'll be introducing you to 2 more pretty little synths, a portamento-y lead and a nice echoey synth to drive the track some more. See you next time!